What's going on, everyone? Corey Scott, for all you guys who don't know me, doing an actually quick video on mastering the credit card game. Be able to use credit cards to be able to travel, to be able to do more, make more money, have more fun with your life. So I've mentioned that in a couple of my videos, but that's what we're going to do. Alright, welcome back. So, as I said in the intro, using credit cards to be able to maximize your spend. Before we get started, I didn't give credit to the person that actually taught me about budgeting, finances. That's Nicole right here. I actually put a picture of her up right here, who actually showed me. If you looked at my other videos I did a few months back about budgeting, on how I was able to make a budget to be able to afford to get my house, and if you heard my whole Lenore horror story, those will be in the cards that you can be able to click on those and read those real quick. But I did not want to start this video without giving credit, because she said I didn't give her credit, but there you go. You got it. All right, now, so what we're going to do in this video, we're going to talk about three things. I got some notes here so I don't forget. So first thing is we're going to do the pros and cons on using credit cards versus using debit cards. Second thing we're going to do is going to be the credit cards that I use, the ones that I personally use. So I'm not talking about something that I read about, something I do. This is what I do on an everyday basis. And then the third thing we're going to get into is going to be how to get started in getting credit cards. If you've never had credit cards before, or you want to be able to build your credit and start doing it, I'm going to give a little brief synopsis on that. So now that that's laid down the ground rules, let's get into topic number one, which is going to be pros and cons. Pros and cons of actually using credit cards. So number one pro is going to be credit versus debit. If you have a debit card, they actually take the money out of your account immediately. As soon as you swipe the card, it takes it out. It's really good for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have a budget. A lot of people, spend, and I hate to say this, they spend more than what they make. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually create a budget. And like I said, I had a basic budget, or basic strategies for a budget. If you want me to create actually detailed budget video, I can actually do one. But there's tons of people on YouTube and talks about credit cards, talk about budgeting and finances. I'm just giving you a brief overview. We don't talk about finances in school, and you learn finances from your family members, from your mom, your dad, your cousin, your auntie, your friends, and that's what we're having here. We're having a financial conversation here. And once again, my shirt, look at that. Cannot deposit excuses. A lot of people have excuses on why they don't have money or don't have the right finances. It's just an excuse. Anybody can do this. So let's talk about topic on the pros and cons. We're still on the pros. The first pro is using your credit card. If something happens, if you have an Amazon account, Target, Starbucks, or anything that's linked to your debit card, if that card is stolen or compromised, they take the money right out your account. And now you have to fight with the banks, you have to fight with everybody else in order to get your money back. When it's on a credit card, it's on the credit card, the company that your credit card is with. They're the ones that can fight and get your money back, and it's not touching your paycheck or your daily funds. So that's another plus that you want to realize with using credit cards versus using debit cards. Second thing is, it does not, like I said, it does not link back to your account. It's using the credit card's money, not yours. Third thing is going to be build your credit. You actually get to build your credit. When you're using cash, it doesn't do anything. Your debit card is not going to help build your credit profile. As you use your credit cards more and you pay off those balances, you make sure you have a zero balance. Zero balance, I'm going to talk about that as a con, but make sure you have a zero balance, and then that way you can actually start building your credit up and start getting higher credit limits, and it's going to actually start boosting your credit profile. So that's another pro on using credit cards. Now, talk about the fourth thing. you can use the reward points. That's the whole purpose of this video, is using the reward points. And there's certain cards have certain things, so you can get cash back, you can get travel points, you can get travel rewards, you can get mileage, whatever credit card you choose. I'm just showing you about the ones that I use. You can actually use those points to be able to travel. As you're gonna start to see me traveling more, you'll see how I travel and to be able to use some of those points to be able to, I was gonna spend the money anyway. Why not use OPM? Is other people's money. Why not use other people's money to be able to travel more and do more? So that's what the 4 benefits of actually using credit cards. And like I said, I'm not gonna go into grave detail. There's a lot of people on YouTube that can go into the specific numbers and show you per point, per dollar, and comparison. I just want to give you guys a brief overview. Now that we got that, let's go into the cons, the bad stuff on credit cards. We already know. It's going to be number 1 is debt, going into debt. A lot of people go into credit card debt because that goes into my number 2 reason, is that they think it's free money. It is not free money. It is money that you're borrowing to use. So you always got to keep that in mind. But if you have a budget and you have a plan, you always want to borrow that money but pay it off real quickly. So your next statement comes up. So some credit cards are going to charge you 25, 30, 40% interest on the money that you have just sitting in there. For one, never play the minimum balance. And for 2, never carry a balance over. Once you do those things, then you can take advantage of the credit cards and take advantage of that. If you are not good with money, if you're not good with paying things off, I would recommend that you not use credit cards. Get a budget, learn how to save, learn how to live within your means. Then you can use credit cards in order to maximize the reward points and maximize your spending power. So, number 3 thing is you can mess your credit up by using credit cards. Not paying the balances or not paying on time is actually going to start doing bad things on your credit profile. And trust me, I've done it. I done jacked up my credit. I had a daggone 530 credit score. So I know exactly how you mess it up. So I can tell you how to actually make it a lot better. So those are your cons on credit cards. Like I said, to me, the pros outweigh the cons. But if you're not a good budgeter, you're not a good financial person, it may be reversed for you. All right, now let's go into our second topic. Our second topic is going to be the credit cards that I use. Now, the credit cards that I use, I have a Chase Visa card that I use, and I like getting into the Chase family because they have some higher tiered cards that you can use, but I have a Chase Freedom card. And they have some higher tiered cards you can use. We can get global access, global entry, TSA, pre-check. You get a lot of liability protections. You have, oh my gosh, if you lose your luggage on the airport, they'll actually pay you $500 a day in order to buy what you need. So there's a lot of benefits with going with Chase. American Express also can give you those benefits, but I like Chase because there's what's called a Chase trifecta. And once again, I'm not going to go into details of that, but another card I use is American Express. I use that for Bonvoy, and your Bonvoy card is going to be for Marriott hotels. Now, there's a lot of other hotels credit cards that you can use. I like the Marriott chain. I've been with Marriott for a while, so I use the Bonvoy card, and as I'm buying and spending things, I actually get more points that I can use for free hotel nights and free hotel stays, which I was going to stay there anyway. So, also, let's see. And so, on this topic of that, so now that I've said the cards that I use, I'm going to actually show you kind of what it looks like on my phone. So, let's go here. Alright, so I'm on my phone. I'm going to show you guys what my credit cards look like, the ones that I use. So as you see right here, these are all my banking accounts. I keep those in a category called finance. So let's go into the Amex card. Now, I use my American Express for my business. And that's why, as you can see here, I do have a balance of $1,065, but I pay those balances off every month. Right now, as we're shooting this video, we're in the middle of the month. This balance is going to be paid off, but like I said, it actually gives me a bunch of points. So let's go into the Chase Freedom card. So let's Chase Freedom card, and this is how I actually use my credit cards. The Chase Freedom one, I use that to buy groceries, if I'm gonna get a rental car, my everyday things that I'm gonna buy. I use my Chase Freedom card for buying groceries. If I'm going to the movies, going out to eat, I use those. And as you can see right here, I have a balance of $537. And at the time of recording this video, my Chase card, like I said, I've used it for most of this month. I pay my cards off every month before their due date. And as you can see, I have 73,125 points. Now these reward points, I can use these for anything. I can use these for flights, hotels, rental cars. I can actually get cash back on using these points, as you see right here. So that's one of the benefits. Now I can actually, that's equivalent to $731 that I can use to either pay off a balance or do anything with it. Let's go into our Capital One card. On the Capital One card, it was one of the very first cards that I was able to get. I like Capital One. If you don't have slow credit, no credit, they can get a card and you can build it all the way up. As you see right now on my Capital One card, I only have $24 on it. And like I said, it's going to be a zero balance once I'm done with it. And they also show you credit wise, which my credit score is 776. You know, not showing you this to brag, it's just this is on here. But as you can see, if we click on here, I already have $20 that I can actually use in reward points. As I'm buying stuff, spending stuff, and doing stuff, I can actually take that out. So if I really wanted to, I can actually pay off this $24 balance and only pay $4 if I want to. And as you see, my credit limit is $7,000. This Capital One card, the one you're looking at right now, I started off with $500 on this card. And because I used it enough and I paid it off, that's how I was able to build it up to $7,000. Now, we're gonna go back in my phone, we're gonna go over here to Bonvoy. As I was using my American Express card to actually do things, I end up with a bunch of reward points. As you see here, I have 50,000 points. And as you see, as I spend, as I buy things, as I do things, I can actually get points for them. And this gives me hotel nights, free hotel stays, and it's caused me to be an elite member, which gives me an extra perk. So that right there is just kind of giving you a brief overview, letting you look at my credit cards, letting you see how I do things. I just leave a zero balance. Now, let's go to our third topic. Is if you are trying to get into using credit cards, you're like, yeah, I don't know anything about it. You want to start off really small. If you don't know what your credit score is, you definitely want to get that so you'll know which card you want to apply for. Because if you try to apply for some of the top tier cards, there's 3 tiers of cards, then you want to make sure you don't get denied, because it's going to be another hit on your credit report and it just does bad things. So if you are, you have a 500, 600 credit score, I recommend using a Capital One card, starting off with one of their prepaid cards. Now, a prepaid card is that you actually give them the money up front, and the money that you have up front, they actually use that as your credit limit. I started off, like I was explaining to you, I started off with a $500 prepaid card. Put $500 on it, and all I did was I bought gas, I bought groceries, went out to eat with it, and I paid it off. Did that for 6 months. Then there was to make it a regular card, and then able to use my gave me my $500 back, and then I did the same thing. I paid it off every month. I never left a balance on it. Then they raised it to $1,000, and then once again did the same thing. Got rental cars whenever I traveled, whenever I did anything, and not only did I do that, after about a year, I was able to transfer that secured credit card. Once it got to a regular credit card, I changed it over to the Quicksilver card, or you can switch it over to, they have 2 or 3 cards you can use where you can actually get cash back. And that's the card that you're seeing right now. And as I was using it, they kept increasing my limit. And once I got to that level, then I was able to get American Express. Then I was able to get Chase, which have a whole lot higher balances, whole lot limits. Now, if you're gonna use credit cards, number 1 rule, don't spend more than 30%, because it's gonna start to negatively impact your credit score. But once again, I just want to give you guys a brief overview. I hope this information was very helpful. Leave me a comment if you understood it, you need more explanation, or I have some people that I looked at online. There's some really good YouTubers that actually, all they do is credit cards, and they can tell you the best way to do it. So that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video.